All right. So what's going on, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, we're happy to be here.
Yeah, me too. It's been a long day. Um, yeah. So I guess like what's going on in the United States right now? How's New Jersey with the whole COVID?
Things are slowly opening up. It's not as, I guess, open as we'd like it to be.
Mhm.
hmm
There's some outdoor dining, social distancing. We now have to wear masks outside. It's a little crazy.
It's
We're
pretty
over it.
wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were supposed to like open indoor dining and they didn't. Fun fact, I had COVID
That's
and
not a fun fact, Christina.
it was not fun. I would not recommend getting it if you can avoid it. But I'm still here and kicking and you know, it's been wild.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Just before I'm gonna kind of elaborate on what you said. So I guess if I'm gonna ask you any questions or we're shooting the shit, did I'm gonna say your name wrong.
Francesca.
Frances, I can't.
It's like the Francesca.
Francesca. Okay, if you want to go
Yes.
first, and then Christina, you can go next after her, and then we'll just kind of keep that flow.
Okay.
Okay.
We're not like interrupting each other. So yeah. So to reply to what you said, Christina. So what is it like to have a COVID? Because there's so many different symptoms.
Sure. It really just felt like a bad flu, kind of like a really bad hangover too. You know, if you're hungover and you're laying down and you feel like your body could just crack in half.
Mhm.
That's how it felt. But I'm definitely doing much better. And I would just say everyone keep social distancing and wash your hands, wear your mask, all of that.
Mhm. So don't like inject yourself with like disinfectant and stuff, right?
Yeah, don't drink bleach, the whole thing.
Yeah. So like, how do you both feel about your president taking action on this whole thing?
I think that honestly, I think that I'm going to give a safe answer here and say I wouldn't want to be a world leader of any
Mm-hmm.
country at any point because if someone does, you're never going to please everyone.
Mhm.
And I think everyone's either half the people are going to like you and half the people are not going to like you, whatever you decide. So I'm just going to say, I guess they're doing the best that they can given, I mean, the last pandemic was what, in the 1900s? So
Yeah, and I
this
think
is kind of an unprecedented time. Um, so I would say, in general, they're doing the best they can,
okay,
I think.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Jessica, what do you think?
I'm just gonna agree with with Christina's answer. I know you're not from
The answer out. So
no, I know you're not from the United States, but right now like politics are a very high tension topic, and it's kind of like anytime you talk about something that people don't agree with, you're labeled as something. So it's better to just at this point, I'm just gonna take the safe answer out.
Yeah. We try to keep it pretty neutral
right, right.
on any controversial topics. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if it's all right, if I because I'm Canadian, maybe I won't care like if Americans like get on my ass about it. Like I'm Canadian, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
but they'll get on our ass. So
Yeah. We just started our podcast. So we don't need to be canceled yet. We only have 5 episodes.
okay, fair enough, fair enough.
But, I get what you're saying with like being Canadian. We actually have a friend. She's from Toronto, but she moved down
Mhm.
here. So we ask her a lot about how she feels about stuff, and she's just kind of indifferent because she's not from here. But it's kind of cool to see her perspective on things sometimes too.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually only 3 hours away. Well, 3.5 hours away from Toronto. So like,
Cool.
I'm like in between Toronto and if you know the border between Windsor and Detroit.
I only ever went to Canada one time, and I went to Niagara Falls. So you can literally see America. It doesn't count.
Yeah, 3 hours away from me as well. So like
Yeah.
all the sightseeing, everything. I'm here, and then here's all the sightseeing stuff. So I'm like I live in a really really small town. So like politics is everyone knows about everything,
Mm-hmm.
It's like the closer you get to like Ottawa is where it gets more political and stuff like that. So we're just living in a small town where we have a mayor and we have this and then that's it. So we're not really, I think we're not really close in terms of politics kind of stuff.
Have you ever been to the U.S.?
Oh, many times. Like,
what's your favorite place?
Oh God. I can't agree that I like everything how the States is run, in my opinion. But I do like I like grocery shopping there. But my favorite place would probably be Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. I love the small ones there.
I went to Gatlinburg too. It's pretty cool there. I went there one time, yeah.
That's been really, really fun place. It kind of feels like home a little bit in a weird way. It kind of feels like a family tradition. My dad really likes going there. Yeah, we've gone there so many times. We've been to Frankenmuth, Michigan, quite a few times. That's kind of been like a family thing as well. Like I've been to like Detroit a lot of times for like concerts because it's such a convenience for me. It's like 45 minutes away from the border, so it's nothing for me to drive on over and go to a concert there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, probably Pigeon Forge, Tennessee has been definitely my favorite place to go, and it feels very. I guess I'm trying to find the word. Very American there. It's very like in the southern, and it's yeah, everything is very patriotic there, which I love that. It's great. And in Canada, you just don't see that as much.
Yeah, we are very patriotic in the U.S.
In Canada, if you like love Canada, are you called patriotic, or is there a different word?
Yeah, very proud. I guess that's more the word.
Okay.
A lot more often. Yeah, I think the difference is that when you go to the States, I find you see everyone's got a flag out on their porch, whereas Canada, it's like, yeah, you got a couple people that have a Canadian flag, but it's very much, you see how much passion people have in the States, whereas Canada, it's like, we have maple syrup, we have, we have poutines, like things like that. Like we're proud to be Canadian, but we don't show it as much, I think.
Everything I know about Canada, I learned from watching Degrassi. I just have to say that.
As long as you don't say we live in Ingloos, because that's definitely not true.
No,
we
don't say that.
Okay. But kind of going let's skip the whole politics stuff because that can really land me in trouble. I get really into it. So I guess.
Us too.
How did you start the whole podcast?
So it was probably, a month ago now, Kristina. I had texted Kristina one day and was like, hey, I think I want to start a podcast. Basically just talking about trying to date because we always have these crazy dating stories or we're just always going on dates. And I feel like we're always updating people. So we're like, why? I was like, let's just do a podcast. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, okay, cool. Let's do it. And I'm basically saying, are you serious? She's like, yeah. And then that night I got us mics. We did everything. And then 4 days later, we did our first episode. So it started very quickly. But so far we've been getting great response from it and it's really been going well.
Yeah, I definitely think that people are liking it. I mean, I don't know that anyone would go out of their way to tell us that they didn't like it. We did receive one hate comment on our Instagram, but then they dirty deleted it. So I think that's how we know that we've made it, because we got a hate comment. But yeah, it's been really fun to kind of come up with different topics and be able to think, oh, this happened to me this week. I want to talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
And Francesca and myself, we talk to each other
about this all the time anyway.
Yeah, we talk 24/7, and we just figured why not kind of share it with everyone, because I would say we're pretty relatable. We're pretty down to earth, just normal girls doing normal girl things. And we just wanted to give, I don't know, a fresh perspective, I think.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's why I like to do collaborations with different other podcasters, because I like to know what is it what makes you, or what drives you to do the podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Men.
Then when I saw your podcast, I was like, oh, you know what? I got to get on there because I want to bring the male perspective or get the female perspective on. So,
Yeah.
a couple female, like I've had a couple women on my podcast, but mostly guys. Just because I'm doing a lot of more sports, and the guys seem to be more like, more into it, guy talk, right? But I've had a couple, like I've had like one woman on there. She's like it was really interesting. She's like a fitness trainer, like fitness and nutrition trainer. And I kind of asked her about the difference with personal training as a woman versus a man, and how much difference there is. And she really talked about how women's bodies can respond differently versus men. Like men might have to eat this certain way, whereas women might have to eat this certain way because our bodies are so made up differently. So it was really interesting to kind of get a female perspective on this. So I thought, hey, you know what? I got to check these girls out. Maybe I need to get on the podcast. So
yeah.
But
well, we're happy to be here.
Definitely.
Awesome. So this is just kind of a quick thing because you're both from New Jersey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I've been reading this story, and it's been mostly on Facebook. So I mean, not everything on Facebook is true. But I heard about they're having a problem with like great white sharks there right now at the Jersey Shore.
Really?
I honestly have no idea, but I feel like there's sharks every summer.
Yeah.
And I always see news reports about like, oh my gosh, there was a shark there. And it's always like close to where we go down the shore. But I mean, I haven't been following. If there is a story, doesn't stop me from going in the water.
Yeah. I feel like people get shocked when there's a shark, but I mean, like it's the ocean. They're sharks.
Yeah.
And I feel like when it gets warmer, I don't know, Shark Week is coming up. I don't know.
Well, the reason why I asked is just because they've been talking about it, and there's this one shark that they're currently following, and I guess they said like this shark hasn't been around this area for a long time, and I guess maybe they are kind of embellishing a little bit, but it just kind of there's like it's becoming an issue. Like I'm not sure if it was the governor of New Jersey or it was someone higher up, and they were talking about how we have they're putting all the safety measures for the bathers that are going out there, and I guess I just thought maybe you both might have heard about that, just knowing that you're both from New Jersey. So
no,
sorry,
nothing.
I haven't heard anything. Yeah. I guess, do you ever have that fear when you go to the beach there, or is it just so
no?
Cool?
Yeah. So fun fact, I like to go to the beach. I hate to go in the ocean. So no, I'll put my feet in, but that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not me. I love swimming in the ocean, but I'm never scared of sharks.
Never.
I mean, I'm scared of sharks, but I'm not scared that they're gonna attack me.
No, you don't have that fear. I don't know. So where I grew up, we're in the lakes, so you're not where I'm living. So there's a place, it's called Aerial Beach, and it's you would never have to worry about sharks. There's no way the sharks are getting in that kind of water. But after watching so many of those movies about sharks and all, I always have that fear of being in the water like that, because I'm like, oh shit, there's gonna be a shark, and it's but people have to remind me, you're in a fresh lake, you're not gonna get sharks aren't gonna be in there. And so I guess for me, I don't know, I don't know. I've been told, I've read stuff on the internet about sharks being caught in Newfoundland and places like that in Canada, which I could probably agree with that. That's getting closer to sharing the water with New York and a lot of those states downhill on the map there. But yeah. But sorry. So I was kind of going off topic here. So obviously, you guys talk a lot about relationship, female kind of stuff. Have you heard about that thing going on between Will Smith and Jada?
I feel like I read about it, but not really in depth.
Give us the overview, because I'm not sure.
from sorry, go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
Okay, so from my understanding is that so Will Smith and Jada Smith, they were like they were having some kind of they were having issues, kind of falling out of love, kind of that kind of cliche. And I guess when they decided to take a break, and I guess from what I hear, when they were taking a break, she was going off and like basically, I don't want to use the word cheating because you can't really define that as cheating, or you can define that as cheating. But anyway, she went off and went with got with some young rapper, and she claimed like, oh, I was there to heal him, and I was like, I need to feel good again and all that. And I guess there's this thing, it's called a red table talk, and uh, her and Will Smith were like talking to each other, and you can see how broken he is over it, and how much he did so much for her, and has had so much love for her. So I guess like, what's your opinion about that? Do you think that when you're taking a break with someone, do you consider that as cheating, or is a break a break?
I think it's something that should be talked about. I think if you're first of all, I think going on breaks are just stupid. Just break up. That's just my view on it. But I think if you're going to be going on a break with someone, that's something that you talk about. Like, you're going on a break for a reason. Is the reason because you want to see what else is out there, or is it because you're having problems and you just need time apart? So I think it's something that really needs to be talked about. I don't think it's considered cheating because you're technically, if you're on a break, that means you're broken up. But I mean, I would get really upset if I was on a break with someone and they slept with someone else. But again, I think going on a break is just stupid. And I just think it's something that you should talk about with your partner before you take that step.
I agree. I know, Francesca, you don't really watch it, but have you seen the show Friends? It made me think of what you just said. Yeah. So on that show, Ross and Rachel, they decide they're going to take a break, right? And 3 hours later, he goes to a bar, gets drunk, finds a girl, sleeps with her. The next day, Rachel comes back and says, I made a mistake. Let's be together, the whole thing. She finds out he slept with someone else, yada, yada. He says they were on a break. She says he cheated on her. Kind of the same thing, I think, is what you were kind of referring to. I would say it's not cheating, but it's not okay. If you're with someone in a relationship and you're on a break for a week and you go and sleep with someone else, what were you trying to accomplish in that break? Mm-hmm. I guess technically it's not cheating, but it's not okay.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. It's definitely, I don't think it would be considered in the category as cheating, but I definitely think it's more morals. I think it's something that you just shouldn't do. It's almost like breaking up with someone and then going and hooking up with somebody else right after the breakup. It's not, I guess, yeah, it's not cheating, but it's just something that you don't do.
Mm-hmm. Frowned upon.
And whatever excuse that people make up, like, oh, I just need to get over the breakup. Well, no, but if you are doing that, then you're not really hurt over the breakup. That was your premeditated
intentions,
feelings that you wanted to
Mm-hmm.
get. You couldn't do that because you didn't want to be labeled as cheaters. Like, and you see that a lot. How people will have problems in a relationship, and as soon as the guy or girl breaks up, oh, they're out with someone else, like literally the next day, and that just goes to show you what their intentions are.
Mm-hmm.
I find.
I think exactly. That the person that you have a breakup and the person that's with someone new the next week, they've been checked out for more than just the week that they've been broken up. Been checked out for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so too. If you break up with someone and then immediately after they're either with someone else or they're dating someone else, like within a month, I think it's very okay. They, like Kristina said, they were checked out. They are not invested anymore. They've been wanting to get out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would tend to agree with that. Actually, and I had something else in my mind. So I don't know if you ever seen the movie Van Wilder. No, you never seen it.
No.
Oh my god. Okay.
Francesca, it's a movie you would like. It's not a movie I would like.
Oh. I don't even know what it's about.
Well, it's like that typical like that college, high school, old like vintage high school like college kind of like uh comedy, I guess.
It's like that Will Ferrell comedy that you like, Francesca.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so Christina, you have seen it then?
I haven't seen it, but like I know what it is.
Okay,
I haven't seen it because it's not my thing.
okay, fair enough. Yeah, like there's not, and not just that one. There's I'm trying to think. I can't think of the top of my head, but like American Pie, those kind of like that kind of genre,
Mhm.
like the old. I'm talking about like the first and second one, like that kind of genre, like those movies from like the '90s, early 2000s. That was kind of like the era of those kind of films, and they all seem to have the same kind of track. So they all seem to have the same kind of story. And what I don't, I mean, as much as it's funny, it's entertaining. I don't think it gives people the obviously movies are not real, but it I don't think it's the healthiest thing for people to watch because it gives some people that perspective that's how life is. So for example, in these types of movies, the whole cliche is you got this guy here, you got this hot girl here, and she's with this douchebag who is mean to this guy, and then this girl, still being with this guy, starts to like this guy, and then they start to find that little love triangle thing, and then this guy finds out, and then tries to do something to get that guy out of the picture so he can get his girl back. And in the movie, as us as the audience, we want to see the good guy get the girl, but in real life, at the end of the day, that would not be acceptable. That would be still considered as cheating. But in the movie, we want to see the good guy get the girl. So as much as it's nice on film, in real life, I don't think that's not right. That's like you're basically not only is she cheating, but you're that's malicious. Even if the person's a bad person, you need to still respect that someone's in a relationship. Even if you feel that that person is not good enough for that other individual, you still have to respect that someone's in a relationship. And I guess that upsets me when that happens. So what's your perspective on that?
Yeah, I mean I agree. I think obviously any movies, even if it's a romance movie, it's not real life, so people just need to realize that your white and knight shining armor, whatever that phrase is probably not coming. But I do agree. I think if a girl or a guy is with someone else and just because that person that they're with is not a good person, they treat them like shit, it still doesn't give them the right to like cheat or be with someone else. But sometimes I think if you're in that situation and you're not really sure how to get out, you look towards other people to find that comfort and that emotional support that you may not be getting in your other relationship. So I think like in the movies, if we're, talking that way and hypothetically, when the girl is with this tool of a guy, he treats her like shit, and then she goes to the quote unquote nerdy guy, and he really is the good guy for her. That's why everyone roots for it. But probably like in her mind, she can't see herself breaking up with this guy because he's such a tool. And that goes on a whole nother tangent of like, could be an emotionally abusive relationship. Like you just don't know. But I do agree. I don't think it's right. I think if you're in a relationship, you should end it before you even consider having those types of conversations, like deep emotional conversations with somebody else. I think that's called emotional cheating. You don't have to actually physically touch them, but you're getting some sort of emotional attachment to someone that's not your significant other.
I would definitely agree. I don't really know that I have much more to add. I pretty much agree with you. Yeah.
Do you find if you were in a relationship with somebody and they were emotionally cheating, would you break up with them at the same extent as if it was physical?
You can go first.
Okay. I actually think it would hurt me more. So, say if I was dating someone and they got drunk and slept with someone randomly one night versus having, deep, intimate conversations, I think honestly, sometimes conversations and things you talk about can be more intimate than even just sleeping with someone. So, I think that if someone's going out of their way to give another person time, any sort of emotion, things like that, it would hurt me more than if they slept with someone just one time. So I would definitely say I would actually break up with them.
And I think this is where we differ a little bit. I agree. I think emotional cheating is, in a sense, worse than just a random hookup at a bar because that person meant nothing to you. But I think with emotional cheating, if someone is talking to somebody else, in my mind, and maybe some girls' minds or guys, whoever it is, may feel like, okay, well, there's no physical connection right there, so it might be easier to kind of like cut it off now and stop talking to them, rather than if you're not like really seeing them or physically being with them, that might be a little bit harder. So I think it could be seen both ways, really. I mean, if it's the emotional side that people don't want to let go of, then it all depends on how deep, I guess, like that connection is. So I'm not really sure. I think I'd like to say that, yeah, I would cut it off like that, but you don't know until you're in that situation.
Yeah, I think, it's really hard for me because I've been in that situation, not so much the emotional cheating, but physically, yes. And I guess for me, I don't think it's acceptable either way. Um,
Hmm.
and I don't like the term when people say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I got drunk, made a mistake." Yeah, but at the end of the day, you made that decision, and I'm not just talking about getting drunk and doing whatever, but let's just talk about someone in my life. So this girl that I was going out with, she had her own issues. She's pretty much, in my opinion, she's a can't even talk today, functioning alcoholic. And do I look at that and say, well, no, it's just that she's an alcoholic, so she needs help? Or do I look at, like, yeah, we had issues, and she still made the decision to cheat on me, and she didn't cheat on me because I wasn't good enough, or she cheated on me because she was drinking. No, she cheated on me because she did, and she made the decision. And she made a decision to put herself in that situation to make herself vulnerable. And I guess that's kind of what gets me upset is people just use the term, yeah, I just got drunk. Okay, did you just get drunk, or did you get drunk and put yourself in a situation where knowingly, you know, you can make that a possibility? Like for myself, if I put myself in that perspective, I'm like, okay, so obviously I have a girlfriend now, and like if a friend of mine wanted to go out to the bar, sorry, it just says this meeting will end in 10 minutes, so I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but no, I think we got like 10 more minutes left. Um,
Okay.
sorry, so I mean, let's just say for the sake that, um, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. That whole
It's okay. I'll jump onto what you were saying. I agree. I don't think drinking should be an excuse.
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. You were delayed. Did you want to say something?
Sure. Okay. Sorry. So, I remember what I was going to say. So, like, if I put myself in that situation, and I'm going out for guys' night, I knowingly I'm pretty intoxicated. I'm not going to make the decision. Oh, my buddy's going back to the house with a bunch of girls. Yeah, I'm not going to go back there because, not saying that I'm going to make the decision, make a bad decision, but I'm not going to put myself in that situation. Even if I don't do anything, I know how my girlfriend would feel about it, and I know
Hmm.
she wouldn't appreciate that. And being the better person, you have to make those decisions knowing, is my partner going to be okay with that? Is my partner? Do you think my partner would appreciate if they found out that I was doing that, even though I didn't do anything? By having that premeditated, like, yeah, I love to kind of go. I guess that's what I think some people miss too. It's not just that the straight out, yeah, I'm not going to cheat on anybody, but they still put themselves in that situation, knowing that I'm still doing something that I could hurt my partner over. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were
No,
going to.
I agree. No, I was just going to say I agree. I don't think that alcohol is an excuse for cheating. They always say drunk words or sober thoughts. So I think it's a horrible excuse. I don't think, like you said, you should even put yourself in a situation, drunk or sober, where you're going to be somewhere to make the person who you're supposedly liking or in love with, whatever, in an uncomfortable situation. You should never be doing that. But yeah, no, I totally agree. I don't think being drunk is an excuse for cheating.
I would agree too. I've never, fortunately, that I've known of, ever gotten cheated on. But I mean, I can imagine that it's really painful and all that. So
It's not fun.
yeah, but it kind of, it triggered something in my mind. I actually had I had an ex-boyfriend, and we had a really, really bad breakup. And it was one of those, like Francesca said, oh, I don't agree with taking a break. We got back together, broke up, got back together, broke up, the whole thing. And there was one situation where he hooked up with a girl when we weren't together, which was fine. We weren't talking. And when we got back together, that girl would be around a lot. And we were long distance at the time. So it would make me very uncomfortable because I would get nervous. Like, is he going to get drunk? Is he going to talk to her? Is he going to do this and that? So I guess maybe another question would be, how do you feel about you're in a relationship with someone and they're friendly with someone that they've maybe previously hooked up with, or that person is around?
That is a good one. Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be different if they were just friends. I guess guys who, if you're comfortable with yourself, and if you're confident with yourself and you're confident in your partner, I guess that's different when it comes to friends. But when it's someone that they previously hooked up with, I guess you kind of have to look at it as, okay, so I think that's a really hard topic, because the thing is, like, I think there's a lot of things that go into it. So if this person, say, this person you're going out with, he hooked up with this person, and then you guys got back together, and then he was talking to this girl. Would I, if I was a girl, if I was a guy, the roles were switched?
But you're hanging out in a group setting.
Oh, hang out in group setting.
Yeah. I know, right? Like, it's tough.
But no.
Yeah.
Let's keep this G-rated. No. I think I would have to kind of look at it and be like, why, out of all these people, do you feel like she
Mhm.
hang out with us?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Like, out of all these people, like, rightfully so, if my girlfriend, obviously she has some guy friends, if it was me, her, and a guy friend of her, or another guy friend of her that want to hang out, I'm perfectly okay with that. I don't think there's anything really wrong with that, especially if they've been friends for years.
Mm-hmm.
Very comfortable. Like, if my girlfriend can have as many guy friends as she wants. She's a free woman. She can do whatever she wants.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's something where we were broken up, and I found out that she had hooked up with him, and okay, rightfully so, we're not together. But then he comes and hangs out with us. It's like,
That's weird.
I know, and he had no friendship before. It's like, why do you feel like he needs to hang out? Like, okay,
Mhm.
rightfully so, okay, whatever, but why now?
Yeah. It's weird. I get it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be comfortable with it, but
Yeah, I think too, guys and girls most of the time cannot be platonic friends. There's always going to be some sort of tension or hookup. It's very rare. I mean, I actually have two really good guy friends that I've never like wanted anything sexual with, but like who knows on their end. But I do think this is a very interesting topic. There's different perspectives all over the place. And we definitely talk about stuff like this on our podcast, Lovers and Losers, available anywhere podcasts can be found. So yeah, I mean, I know we don't have too much time left. So I just want to say, if anyone listening has advice or just like questions about anything dating or being single, like feel free to reach out to Kristina and myself at Lovers and Losers Pod on Instagram. We are happy to kind of like talk about anything. We talk a lot about this stuff on our podcast as well.
I just want to give a disclaimer that we're both very single, so we're definitely not experts, but we do like try to go on a lot of dates, and we both had relationships and whatnot, so just kind of give our perspective. But if you follow our advice and something goes wrong, we're not liable.
Yes, they're not liable, so listen to them. But if shit happens, it's not their fault.
Yeah, it's not our fault.
We're just speaking from our own personal experiences. Yeah, there's no research or facts to back up what we're saying. It's just stuff that have happened to us.
It's a little bit of fake news.
Kind of like don't.
Little bit.
But it's been nothing but a pleasure having both you ladies on here. It was definitely something different, but it was very nice having you both on, and an honor to have you on my podcast. And I hope that maybe we can do another one soon.
Yeah, totally. Thanks for having us.
Hey, not a problem.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thanks. I just want to say thanks so much for having us. To anyone listening, our episodes drop every Thursday. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, Stitcher, a bunch of anywhere podcasts are found, you can find us. You can follow us at Lovers and Losers Pod. And we always love the listeners, the subscribers. So thanks so much for having us on.
Hey, not a problem. And please stay safe out there. I know things are not good in the States. So stay safe. Please stay healthy.
You as well.
You too.
Thanks.
All right. Bye.
Bye.